Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man Donovan Sadiq in the building, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general. $27 million. What about George? Is he gonna get justice? And as a taxpayer, I'm tired of paying all this motherfucking money. Let's get down to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for tuning in. You know, without you guys, we would not have a show. And with that being said, we appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with us, as well as my two intellectual friends here that's on this show with me. I want to start it off by telling you 27 million? Oh, shit. It's a whole lot of money, man. But I'm going to tell you, though, 27 million ain't the kind of money that Alex Rodriguez got. Used to play for the New York Yankees. 27 million. Ain't keep J-Lo in the building. She told him, fuck you, and left it. J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez done broke up today. Going on about their business, man. That's how it go down when you thinking with your head and not thinking with your head. Donovan, what's happening, my friend?
Oh, man. Welcome, everybody. Free Flow Fridays. We are glad to have the Queen back in the house. I hope she has recuperated and got her West Coast feeling back and all that other good stuff. A lot of stuff in the news. For those of you guys that don't know, Disneyland got rid of fast passes. So no fast passes in Disneyland as of right now. So that's an important thing. $27 million. When I first heard about that, it was cringeworthy watching Ben Crump talk. That was just horrible. That's horrible watching this man talk. But $27 million, but is that going to get justice? I mean, I don't know about you guys. If you listen to my podcast, I'm sure you guys saw us yesterday, whatever. I'm getting tired of paying for these white supremacist mistakes. I mean, anybody could be a city manager or a mayor and give out these checks. You know what I mean? But $27 million could have gone to the homeless issue. $27 million could have gone to the school vouching program. $27 million could have gone to helping the community as a whole. I'm happy for the family. Don't get me wrong. That is not what I'm saying. It's not going to bring George Floyd back. However, again, this white supremacy within the community, it's crazy because at the end of the day, they don't pay. We do. Demetra?
So hello, everybody. If y'all can do us a favor and please share this live so that everybody else can get the information and join in on the conversation, we would most definitely appreciate it. And as they just said, we're going to be talking about the settlement of the George Floyd case. You guys know George Floyd was murdered last year by the police officers there in Minneapolis. Derek Chauvin, he is on trial. Sounds like they actually did add back the third-degree murder charge. Originally, they took it off, so that's back on the table. But the family settled to the tune of $27 million because they, in fact, sued last July the city of Minneapolis for the murder of their brother. And so his brother, I think his name is Philander or something like that, he basically said that the money will go toward building certain things within the community to help low-income people and to build an organization in George Floyd's name because George Floyd himself did a lot of voluntary work, so they want to do that. But Benjamin Crump also said that, you know, the money will help the family and generations to come and things like that. But they also applaud the police reform that was done there. The city council there in Minneapolis said that they have banned the chokehold, which I thought it was banned or should have been anyway. and that they promised to intervene in such cases, which I guess normally maybe they don't. They kind of wait for the police department to do it. But it sounds like the city council is going to immediately intervene per their police reform, if that's what they want to call it. And so, yeah, there was a settlement. And the brother also said we would give this money back immediately if it meant having our brother back. But, that's not going to happen. And so we're going to get into that among a whole host of other things. So if you guys know of anything that we missed throughout the week you want to talk about, throw it in the comment section and we would love to discuss it. Gary?
So you'll get the money back if they could bring George back home. See, if George came back, he wouldn't know half you motherfuckers out there representing. Because y'all wasn't fucking George like that. But my problem with it is, it's the second time we done seen this in the last few months. Right before the Breonna Taylor trial settlement, no justice. Now we dealing with this again, settlement. I don't see justice gonna happen. Not only do the taxpayers pick up $27 million, you also have to deal with the way that the communities are being destroyed, having to deal with that. The relationships in the community that are torn and fractured. And then all I see is people show up and get money. And then the true people that's out there trying to get justice, a lot of us just wasting our fucking time. I don't respect the fact that you would take a settlement that will still be there before you get the justice. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but we saw it in Breonna Taylor. No justice, but I will send a salute out to Lafayette, Louisiana. The Pellerin family say they ain't taking nothing. Nothing. They want justice, and I'm rocking with them, man.
Yeah, the funny thing is, and I'm not, trying to judge anybody on how they're going to conduct their business and all that other stuff, but it just seems to me that whenever a Black person gets killed and murdered, basically, we got to stop saying killed, murdered outright. It seems to me the family is very quick to take the money and, do what you got to do, whatever. Like you said, the money's going to be there. But when you take that money right in the front end of it, as far as white supremacy is concerned and white people are concerned, that's your justice. That's it. It's a payout, period. But notice when white people get killed, because they don't get murdered, they get killed. When they get killed, they go for the revenge factor and they want their justice. But they don't worry about the money. Why? Because they already have it. They already have it. So they go straight for the revenge. And then they get their justice, regardless if the evidence shows that the Black person that they're claiming is the perpetrator of the crime is innocent or not. When have you ever heard the governor say, oops, we made a mistake? When have you ever heard of a prosecutor saying we prosecuted or we electrocuted that person by mistake? When have you seen an AG say that? Here in California, Kamala Harris, a man is still locked up to this very day, and she's sitting in the vice presidency. I don't see no legislation being moved by Kamala Harris or the Biden administration. But we have to stop doing that because the money's going to be there regardless. But the question is this. Now that you've got the money, and I know you're going to do this and you're going to do that with it, and you're going to buy, whatever, and rightly so. It's been a year ago today, or was it yesterday, that Breonna Taylor was murdered. We got the Ahmaud Arbery case coming up. We have so many things that are so unfinished, but we go from tragedy to tragedy. Now, here's my question, 5-star, because you're on ground level right there in Minneapolis. We're watching the cases, well, at least I am. I know a lot of you guys, y'all ain't doing nothing but watching y'all shows, Power and your Tyler Perry movies and whatever else y'all are doing. We're watching this selection. Do you guys realize that the two Black people that they have selected are not ADOS Black people? And I'm not trying to dog anybody out, but let's face it, when these other people come here from other countries that have dark skin like us, they aren't on the same shit that we're on. So I already see the fix going on in. So my question to you, so far from what you've seen, 5-star, what do you think is actually going on in the selection process?
You have to now the money, they knew the money was coming. The people doing the selection, they knew the money deal was coming. So now we have to pick a jury that's somewhat diverse so that we can soften the blow. This is what I'm thinking. Because, I noticed when black people commit a crime, they pick a jury in 2 hours. If we'd have been on the opposite side of that, George would have been on the opposite side, they'd pick the jury in 1 day, 2 hours, maybe a couple, 3 hours. But they got to make it look good. It's all about perception, making it look good. And I'm really aggravated right now, man. I'm really, really aggravated right now because I'm here. I'm serious about what I do. And you motherfuckers go take the money. You took the money. And people are like, I'm gonna put Al's comment up, for example. And I want to explain this. 27 mil to some poor black people is not bad. It's not. Especially to some poor black people this dude ain't even know. Some poor black people he didn't even fuck with. Some poor black people that let him move all the way to Minnesota because they didn't want to help him in the city of Houston. Some poor black people that's benefiting off of this man's whole goddamn situation. Now you notice I'm doubling down every day when I speak on it. Because I'm just tired of being quiet. These cocksuckers ain't know this dude, man. They know nothing about him. But, that's what I think that they're doing, Donovan. They trying to soften the blow. So they got to make the jury look somewhat diverse, but not too far out in left field.
Right, but I want everybody to kind of understand that the one black person that I know that they've selected so far, he is not of ADOS descent. And you got to remember, these people come here. It's just like they have the trolls that come onto our show and other shows. The Democratic Party and the Republican parties pay these trolls. They might be from somewhere in African continent, the Caribbean. These people don't care. They just want to get paid. And they come on this page and they make their stupid comments and all that other stuff. This is what I think is going on with the jury as well. You got these people, they look black skinned, but their mindset, I'm not saying they hate black people, but their mindset is different than the rest of ours. They're here to say, hey, I'm not really from the island, but I'm an American. And, he should have listened to the police. And these people come here with a different mindset in regards to how the police operate. In their country, they see black officers or whatever officers, and, they do what they do. But they come here and they see the racism and all this other stuff, but they say officers should act accordingly. And so far, I have yet to see an ADOS person be put on that jury. So you guys, be cognizant of that. Demetra?
Well, I just want to say these things. So we know that cities pay out lots and lots of money over police brutality claims. Says that Chicago has spent $500 million in the claims to people who were murdered by their police officers and so on and so forth. Houston has paid quite a bit of money. Philadelphia has paid. And so to me, I'm confused as to why they pay so much money opposed to holding officers accountable or implementing things before the officer goes on murdering innocent people. But I also want to say, too, there's a difference between punitive and criminal. So punitive is what the $27 million was for. It's to punish them financially. Hey, we hire the police officers as a city. We're responsible. Here's what we're going to pay you because of that. And that's a difference between a criminal. So I think that people should get both. You should get the money and seek justice in regards to the police officer paying. There in Minneapolis in 2017, I think it was, where the black officer killed the white lady. He went to jail for almost 13 years and her family was paid $20 million. Now I know the difference is he was black, and Derek Chauvin is white. But I think two things can be true at the same time. I think they should definitely get money, and they should definitely get justice in regards to holding the murderous police officers accountable.
We selling the justice off. The money's gonna be there. You're going to get the money regardless. You'll get both sides of what you said, but it's all about when you take it. If you take it before the trial, then they feel like they paid you your justice. And we can't get justice in the courtroom. Show me where Crump has gotten justice for anybody that he messed with. Oh, he doesn't do criminal, but his civil side screws up the criminal side. Now, people saying 27 million. Well, let's do the math. How many of them motherfuckers he had flying with him all over the country? How much them funerals cost? You see what I'm saying? Then you got to look at the third that he gonna get off the top. It ain't 27.
Right. So that let's concede the point that we know it's a money grab for Benjamin Crump. That's what he does. He has never won a case. He does go around settling, and lawyers, like you said, get at least 1/3 of the money. But I think we should also realize that legally he has next of kin, and that's his children. So if they have it, they're following the law. Nobody's running roughshod through that money. And it sounds like his children are still pretty young. So ain't nobody just, they shouldn't be anyway, legally speaking, just having, free reign of the bank account, because that money is due to his next of kin, which is his children. So
well, we also know legally that there's all kinds of loopholes to do that. Look at the child support system and how mothers handle the money. And I'm not saying, trying to make it a big thing, but we know Gary Coleman, all these stars, they put all these things in there to make sure the kids will be taken care of once they become adults. But there's always a loophole for the parents to get in there to get the money and just trick it off.
So whoever's of the conservator of that money will be held accountable. And the thing that you're talking about with Gary Coleman is called a Coogan account, because like you said, his family ran roughshod through his money and left him penniless when he turned 18. So they do have laws in place, but they have to answer for that money if they go about tricking it off, because when the child turns 18 or however many kids he has, when they turn of age, they're going to want their money. If that money is not there, somebody is going to have to answer to it. And that's a crime to, basically steal people's money. So, hopefully they're not going to do that. Of course, we know in a lot of cases, there's a lot of finagling. Hopefully that money is due to the children, because ultimately the children were robbed of a father who was an income earner and would have been able to pay for weddings and, college and a whole host of things that he's not here to pay for anymore for the children. So hopefully it's done right.
But, but in a situation like this, where you have an officer, you've got the video evidence. Yes, we should have a trial, but it shouldn't be taking this long, and it shouldn't be that controversial. You're a public servant. You are on video being murdered and murdering somebody. I mean, yes, you're going to do the payout, whatever. There should be some kind of rule or law that says, and I hate when the white supremacists talk about, well, it's all about process. We're suing because of the process. You're not giving him due process. Fuck all that. What we saw was a murder in real time. When an officer is involved in that kind of stuff, I don't see what the trial and stuff is all going. They should send them straight to jail, do the trial, do whatever you got to do. But there's no question that we should not waste another couple of hundreds of thousands of dollars, because people are forgetting you got 4 officers involved in this. Money, the city's going to be paying a lot of money. So you add that on to what it's cost us for 4 officers, 3 of them that could have stopped this. There's videotape of civilians telling you the guys to get off his neck and all this other stuff. I mean, it's just, as a taxpayer, this is ridiculous that we have to go through all this.
Legal, and Gary, I'm just really quick. Legally speaking, regardless of what he did, he still due process. Now, I agree with you. He should take his ass right to jail and all that, but under the law, he is due process, innocent until proven guilty, even though we see that you're guilty, right? And Red, I want to say too, I see all the stuff you're tagging me in. I am going to watch it as soon as I can, but I appreciate you for doing that. I just didn't want you to think that I'm not seeing him, but I am seeing him. But yeah, he still due process. So,
well, in the military, we have due process as well. However, I know the military is a little bit different, but because we are public servants and because, we work for the government and all this other stuff, we can't unionize. When the air traffic controllers tried to unionize, Reagan fired them all, right? No. What I'm saying is, in a job like this, they shouldn't even be allowed to have unions because it is a public safety concern.
Right, but right now you're dealing with shoulda, woulda, and couldas, and that's not the way it is. Yeah, I mean, because I agree with you. Just on the surface, I agree with you. He should be held to account immediately, but that's not the nature of the beast we dealing with. Gary?
Yeah, it's not the nature of the beast we dealing with, but we want to make sure that the system is ran the right way, and we do the right things according to how the system is set. Fuck all that. Treat this motherfucker like you treat us. The average black man go through the court system, whole motherfucking trial over in 2 days, man. We got to go through all this. Look, if you want to pay out 21, 27 million, I'm cool with that. Take it from their motherfucking pension. Gut they fucking pensions. Take their pensions from them. We got to come up with a better system. If you was fucking with their pensions, they wouldn't pull them triggers so fast. They wouldn't pull them triggers so fast, man.
And that's what I'm saying. If they want to have a union and there needs to be a payout, the payout needs to come from the union, not from the taxpayer. I know the city has liability to it, but when it comes to since the union wants to give them legal representation and do all this stuff for them and give them process, we're going to give them all that. But if you lose this case or whatever, let the union pay for it.
Again, that all sounds really nice, but that ain't what we're dealing with right now. And I like I said, I agree with you. But as long as we as Black people are unorganized and are ununified, and we keep voting for these politicians that do not have our best interest at heart, and as long as people keep hiring people like Ben Crump, who is not interested in the win, he's Gary Fro. He's interested in money. As long as we keep doing those things, we're gonna keep coming up short. Now, with these city councils and things like that, now they want to make the chokehold illegal. I thought it was been supposed to be illegal, right? Like, why do you need
it was illegal in the 80s.
Right. So, but for people who are uneducated to how it works, they're gonna say, "Oh, like Ben Crump sat his ass up there and said, oh, now we applaud the city for their police reform." Is that police reform if it was already in existence? But to the uneducated person, they think that's progress because here Benjamin Crump, who is this lawyer who has got this mass appeal to authority, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. People say, "Oh, well, that's great. They're going to outlaw the chokehold. It's already illegal, especially if they kill you." So what reform is that? That's not reform. That's socialism.
Yeah, and then one of the things people don't realize is, yes, you can outlaw the chokehold and any other kind of procedure you want. But when a police officer's life is in danger or they think their life is in danger, they are authorized to use whatever means necessary, which is why they still are using the chokehold.
And that's very ambiguous. How do you know? Because I say my life is in danger. Why? I mean, who is the ultimate judge of that? If you are the police officer, the judge, jury, and the executioner right there at the same, like who? So I get to say they looked at me wrong. I felt like maybe they would draw me, like who? So that's very ambiguous, open to interpretation. So they need to figure out how to, because I'm sure that's what Derek Chauvin is going to say. If he hasn't already, he felt like his life was in danger. So there needs to be some checks and balances as far as that is concerned.
He's in danger when he's the aggressor.
Now we get all that. They saw the same video we saw, man. I'm telling you, they ain't saw nothing no different. And look, if George don't get justice, it ain't because the system failed anything. It's because of that bitch ass lawyer and the rogue ass family member that took that motherfucking money. Because if they had no incentive but to do what was right, nothing looming over their head as a juror, they took this 27 million. They would 9 times go out and 10 go out up in there and handle their fucking business. But now you done put us behind the 8 ball. And you got some motherfuckers on the streets ready to go to war behind this shit, man. And Crump come through every motherfucking time and snatch the rug from under the feet of the hardworking motherfuckers out here trying to get justice. And like I say, look, if they do it to me, I'm telling you, my people already know.
Well,
So man, go get the justice. Fuck the money.
Yeah. It's like the Breonna Taylor case. They're not even listening to her anymore, the mother, in regards to getting her justice. Nobody's been arrested. There's no investigations going on, nothing, because they feel you took the money, get out of our face. We're done with you.
I mean, I don't know when there's a time necessarily to take the money. I mean, they definitely do the money. But yeah, I mean, it's what's crazy and it's not crazy is a lot of people are just like, I don't expect for him to be found guilty. People are fully expecting him to walk because we've seen it before. And yeah, taking the money may be some sort of a justification to the juror. Well, I think the family's happy. They got the money, But I think the bigger question we should be asking is how much is Derek Chauvin really worth? If he's no longer employed, but yet they're going to potentially burn down not just the city of Minneapolis, but the whole nation again over one dude. So how much is he really worth, and why are they going to such extremes in a way to protect him?
Well, honestly,
they will protect Minneapolis far better than they protected the Capitol. They have more National Guard here than they had at the Capitol on the day when they went off in January. So they are prepared to kill anybody raising up on this shit. Now, as far as the money goes, let's just be real about it. This shit, if you watch free agent negotiations for motherfuckers in pro sports, it's like they set a line of what a quarterback should make this year. All right. Well, this year the quarterbacks, if he signs a 1-year tenure, he'll get $14.1 million. So let's go all the way back down to Tamir Rice. $6 million. Now, as you leave from Tamir and you start going up and you look at the cases of people being killed by the police, that number steadily started climbing. It's like they averaging the number out. So now, remember, in Minnesota, when the black cop killed somebody, it was 20 million. Now you got this white cop killed George. Oh, we can't give him 20. Let's give him 27. So they setting the bar. The money gonna be there. That's why by the time it's done, the Pella friend say, man, knock off 50 million, but we gonna lock these motherfuckers up before we get it. You cannot take the money because you're buying your justice.
I'm just going to say this, okay? And you call me a pessimist, but I've seen this playbook over and over again. If the verdict doesn't go justly, do you know what I think is going to happen? There ain't going to be no riots because they've already done that. We're just going to go on to the next tragedy. I honestly believe that, because with the money being set out there in everybody's mind, hey, they were paid off. He's not going to do any real time or whatever. And everybody's just going to go on to the next tragedy. That's what I think is actually going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely think there will be something. I don't think people are just going to say, hey, you know what, let's take it on the chin. Because we saw them make a move when they did it to Rodney King. And then it was like, okay, let's do this for real right this time.
But that was West Coast Negroes.
Okay, all day.
West Side.
That you better believe it. But I don't think it's hard for me to really think that people are just gonna say, we tried. I think there'll be something. But yeah, definitely they've got it protected pretty good. But we saw they turned up everywhere. It wasn't just Minneapolis,
Right. But what I'm saying is everybody's fatigued with this coronavirus bullshit. They got their $1,400 checks. They got their tax refunds. I mean, I just have a feeling if anything's going to happen, it's going to be so minuscule compared to what happened last year. That's what I believe.
You know what? I just me. I don't really believe that's the case. I don't think people getting their money. See, we got to also compartmentalize things here. People who are going to get their $1,400 and they tax money and they crab legs, those probably necessarily ain't the people that's going to be out there and about seeking justice. They on their own little planet doing their thing. But I think there are people who are like, hey, you know what? I am going to do something. I really believe that there's people. Gary, can you speak to that? Not for yourself, but for people you know personally. Are they just going to take it on the chin and go home?
They gonna burn this motherfucker down. They gonna burn this motherfucker down, Donovan. And the crazy part, they can't stop them. They're too strategic. They're gonna burn this motherfucker. I told y'all last night, they selling chicken out the Popeyes through a hole in the plywood, man. They got the place boarded up. They already ready, man.
Right, a chicken shack. As long as Paisley Park doesn't get messed with, everybody's going to be good and cool and everything like that. But my question is this: oh, they did this big press conference. Dumbass Al Sharpton going to put his 2 cents in because and it's funny, just like clockwork.
FBI agent Sharpton.
Yeah. The paid informants all came out, was just telling you, oh yeah, this is good. This is what everybody wanted. No, it's not what everybody wanted. What I want to know is, what are the pastors saying? What is Sheila Jackson Lee saying? You know what I'm saying? Why are they silent every time something like this comes out, regardless if it's a payout what should be done?
You want it real or sugar coated? Them niggas already got their money. They ain't got to say nothing else.
And that's what always bothers me about this. You have these representatives, you would think that they would have a statement to say, something to say, but you let a bunch of illegals on the border, mass, leaving their damn kids and all this other stuff. These Negroes are all on the TV. But then now here's a black issue. I'm looking for black politicians and black pastors that call themselves leaders, and they're silent. And I just don't get it. And yet we still give money to these churches, and we go to stop going to these goddamn black churches.
I just personally think at this point we're giving too much credit to these politicians or misleadership and these pastors. They're not that. We're putting too much stock into them. The power has to be with the people. The power is not with the politicians. The politicians are only interested in what's in it for them, but it has to be with the people. And the people keep voting for these politicians and keep going to these black churches. And so at some point in time, when the people decide to stop doing it and stop helping these politicians and pastors enrich themselves, then we'll start to see a power shift. Then we'll actually start to see people go to Washington or whatever and actually do something for people, because they know the people are going to hold them accountable. But we keep putting too much weight into these people. I mean, golly, some of these people have been in office 20, 30, 40 years and have not showed us anything. So at what point in time do we just say, all right, let's try something else? Like when do we do that?
Say, man, if you're waking up in the morning putting your faith in politicians, you're already defeated. If you're waiting on these people to do anything to help us, you're already defeated. You have to get out here and do it for yourself. So instead of me saluting politicians, let me salute my Panther brothers who get out and feed the hood all over the country. The black liberation movements. Let's salute the true good white people that say, I'm coming down to the black community because I want to help. Let's salute the real soldiers in the game, man. These folk are not people that we need to celebrate. If you don't understand what a Judas is, look in your mirror or either look out your fucking front door. You see them walking down your street every fucking day. I'm not mad at them politicians for not doing shit, but guess what? I don't expect you to do shit. And I don't put you in a position where you have to really do shit to help me. So if you don't do it, I feel let down. Fuck you and everything you represent. I don't need you to do a motherfucking thing for me. That's why I stay on y'all motherfucking neck. Let me show you how raw I am. I sent an email to my opponent today, sitting on the school board. Nice lady called me. Myrna Gidry, you know I'm going to whoop your ass in November, huh? I ain't shy about it. I'm serious about what I'm saying. The only people that seem to be let down by these politicians are the ones that have faith in them doing the right thing, but they ain't going to never do. I expect them to do right. So therefore, they could never let me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, we really just need to re-examine our roles, the roles that we play in this whole process, and hopefully, you know, Derek Chauvin and his buddies, they do get found guilty and to the fullest extent of the law. But I want to change the conversation.
No, don't change just yet. Mm-hmm. See, they sidetrack us. Slow your antennas down. You're talking Chauvin and you forgot Rittenhouse trial is this month too.
They postponed that for 7 months. That's postponed to 7 months. The judge postponed that for 7 months. So, you know, people will forget about it. Yeah, he'll be out. Oh, trust me, I know. They postponed his stuff for 7 months.
Got another trial in Wisconsin where the cop murdered a black boy this month. We're not keeping up with everything. Yeah, but I get it. Switch gears.
All right, so if you guys paid attention to any of Biden's press or his first White House or stated or whatever the hell it was, last night he spoke about the attacks on Asians. Did you guys check that out? Did you catch that? Where he talked about the attacks on the Asians. He said it's vicious and this, that, and the other, and it needs to stop. Mark my words, because some people have already said I was off and, you know, I'm tripping. Watch. Another crime bill is going to come out of this, because that's how Biden usually talks when he about to drop the hammer on black people. Now, I say that because we know that this narrative has been drawn that it's black people that's doing the attacking of Asians, right? We've seen that. We've seen and we've heard all of the rhetoric around black people attacking Asians all of a sudden. And so if you really listen to what Biden was saying, and I don't think a lot of people did, I think it went right over their heads when he was talking about these vicious attacks and it's not right and it has to stop. That sounds like the Biden of when he was a senator for 47 years, when he was writing those crime bills that disproportionately affected black people. And I'm like, are we hearing this? Watch. So what do you guys' opinion? You think there's going to be another crime bill that's going to disproportionately affect black people?
I want to say this before I answer. I think Biden should go about, you know how the stairs twirl in a circle? Go up by 6 floors. And while he up there, I'm going to come down and I'm going to put some baby oil on the rails. All the rails, all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to put a broomstick at the bottom. And I want Joe Biden, and I'm being honest with you, because this is how I feel about him when he do shit like this. You put us under a gun like we attacking Asians. I want you to get to the top, Joe, and I want you to...
Be careful, brother. Be careful, brother, because you know
Biden. Fuck Biden. I'm for real. How I feel as a black man, knowing this dude walking around here acting like we attacking Asians. The same people that attack us is the ones that attacking Asians. Don't put it out there. That's white folk doing that. But you putting us out there like it's us. Ain't no peace treaty with me and these suckers, man.
I'm gonna read this one from Kiki Will, long time supporter and listener and friend. But that's what's worse. Black people will still patronize them. If black people are discriminated against them, then they don't need black people's money. That's exactly what I was gonna say. The same people that are attacking them is the same people that attack us. It's white supremacy. But if the Asians feel that black people are attacking them, then guess what? Just like the Philip Scott show says and all this other stuff, let's just keep our money since you guys feel you're in danger. And Dimitri, you know, I was raised in Asia, so I have a lot of Asian friends. And I'm just going to say it the way it is. If you feel you are in danger being around black people and we're attacking you, we will just take our dollars and go spend it with other people who don't feel as such. Because a lot of my Asian friends and a lot of you Asians out there that are listening to this show, you guys know damn well it ain't black people that are attacking you. So stop with the bullshit narratives, because if you keep doing it, those dollars that you depend on is going to be leaving your community, and you will be coming into our community saying you're sorry, because that's how we handle it.
Our dollars don't need to leave our community. If they feel fucking unsafe, why don't they leave the fucking community? Want to take your little beauty supply and run your ass over to the white neighborhood?
But see, you guys are missing the point, because we know that. We know that we should stop giving them our money. We know that. We know it's not a black on Asian thing. We know that. But what we don't know is we don't run and control the media. Dr. Claude Anderson says we have 3% of the media. That's what we own. And then look what we do with the 3% of the media that we do have. We put a whole lot of nonsense on there. So you have this narrative. Now there are some black people attacking Asians, but it's not this thing, right? Like they're trying to make it. But because we don't own the media, they're able to put these false narratives out that is black people, right? Because how many times did you see Joe Biden or Kamala say anything about sisters getting choked out in these salons? You didn't see it not one time. But because the media has latched on to this, that is black people doing it, now Joe Biden gets up at his very first State of the Address or whatever it is, and he mentions the attacks on Asians as vicious, as uncalled for, and it needs to stop. So the bigger picture is, yeah, we know we should stop giving them our money, but what's going to come down the pipe from Joe Biden and them to black people? Well, that's what we should be concerned with. And like we said before, black people went in droves and continue to vote for our own demise and our own oppression, as if we didn't know what Joe Biden did 47 years before he got in the White House. He is the author of every major and minor crime bill since 1976. Did we think that was going to change? No, it's not going to change. It's like sometimes we have to really stop and listen to what people are saying. And when I heard him say that, I said, oh, shit, here comes some more crime bills against black people.
No. I'm going to have to play devil's advocate, Demetria, because we got Kamala Harris in there. She went to a HBCU. She going to stand up to Biden. You know, she going to hold Biden accountable. She going to do all of these things because, you know, she's a black girl magic. You know, the backbone of the Democratic Party. You know, the black girl. Kamala's going to save everything. She going to be the next president, as a matter of fact, when he don't want to run. There it is.
Nah, that's all right. But okay, when these other crime bills come down the pipe, you know, because they've already made memorandums and stuff to, you know, to denounce or bring attention to what's going on with the Asian community. They've already done that. So what else is next? Now he's speaking upon it. But again, he didn't say nothing about the black people being held. Black people getting an ass whooping from an Asian every day somewhere. But you never hear anything about that in the media. Never.
What happened?
Shit,
where I'm from.
Maybe not where you from, but we know Brother Tyrone Muhammad took a case behind.
Well, I wish I'm from the great state of Texas, 3rd Ward, home of the original Butt Naked Club, Scott McGowan. And I wish Asian would. You'll get your motherfucking eye knocked out the back of your fucking head. And I'm on the real with that. I'm just telling you, Joe is strategic in what he's doing. You know, it's something coming from all this. You know, they need more protection. And all that shit, man.
Well, you know,
I already said what I said, and I don't let people get mad. The last time I seen an Asian get attacked was in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee back when I was probably 7, 8 years old.
Right. Or the Game of Death when he fought Kareem at the top of the, you know, at the last tier when he fought Kareem. But here's my thing, though. You know, I mean, these Asian folks know this is such bullshit. And I'm with you, Demetria. The media is the key to how they're doing this. But all of these Asian friends, these people that are Asian and stuff like that, why aren't they dispelling this rumor? And we know you sisters, we keep telling y'all, stay your asses out of those damn nail shops. Stay out of those damn beauty supply stores and whatever else, yes, it might take you a little bit longer to go find the Black-owned beauty supply, but we need to show these folks, if we can't do it now, when we got the stimulus and all this other stuff, we're never going to do it. We're never going to do it. But yeah, Black women are being choked out every day by Asians. I have a fact about that, but you don't hear that in the media.
People attacking Asians, right? One of the worst riots in the history of America in Los Angeles, California, was not started because you beat a Black man in a Hyundai. It was started because an Asian shot a Black child in a goddamn grocery store. That's why it started. That's why the LA riot started. They throw it to Rodney King. So let's tell the truth, Joe. Who attacking who?
And mind you, she shot Latasha Harlins in cold blood in the back of her head and got away with it. Got away with it. But like you say, you don't hear anybody talking about that. And you're absolutely right. That's what really jumped it off. They was like, okay, enough is enough. But that lady got away with it, did not do any jail time behind taking that girl's life, 15 years old, in cold blood.
Well, no, that's wrong. You're wrong. She got probation. She got probation.
Didn't do no jail time.
No, she didn't do no jail time. And what about that police officer in New York that shot that child in that
Kai Gurley?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Kai Gurley was a victim, and Peter Lane was a police officer. He was found guilty and was supposed to do jail time, but the Black DA was like, he took it. You know, his people raised money, and he listened to him, and he says, you know what? We're not going to send him to jail, and he killed that man in cold blood, shot in a dark hallway in a project building in New York because the light was out. He was scared and started firing blindly, and he murdered Kai Gurley. But so you don't hear about those things. You will never hear Joe or Kamala take to the podium and say, well, let's talk about this, Asian attacking Black. You're never going to hear. But you know why you'll never hear it? It's because Asians will organize on your ass, even if they are 8% of the population, but they still are the wealthiest Americans in the United States. It's just a fact. And so they know that they have the power to shut them down. Now, the Asians, yeah, they know that narrative that is Black people attacking Asians is false. And no, they're not going to leave our neighborhoods because they know we dead. They know we are dead. We're going to take our asses in there. We're going to go sit down and get our nails and our feet. We're going to go buy our hair from them, even though they have brutalized our sisters or anybody else who comes in there. They know we don't have the strength or the willpower to shut them down by just not going there. So that's why they don't care. They know they're going to get mad, but they're not going to shut us down. They eat off of the backs of Black people, and Black people don't have the sense collectively to just say enough, even though right now they are forming this false narrative that Black people are on the attack of Asians when we know predominantly it's the other way around. But we won't stay out of there. We'll continue. I guarantee you right now or tomorrow, Saturday, when these stimmies start to hit, go just park your car. Go park your car in front of any of these Asian nail salons and these beauty supplies and watch how many a sister run her Black ass in and out of there, even though this is going on with her people. Just watch.
And you know, the funny thing is, not only is the sister going in there, she's teaching her daughter to go in there too, which becomes a generational thing rather than saying spend your money with your own people or doing, some other stuff. And then Black Ricardo said, let them go to their Caucasian counterparts, go into the white neighborhoods and set up shop. That shit ain't gonna happen. White folks will not let nobody set up shop in their community unless you got an exorbitant amount of money. Here in California, you go to Beverly Hills, there is no chicken shacks. There is no Asian nail shops. There is none of that. You might see some high-end Arab-owned jewelry stores and things like that. You got to have some serious money. If you're a foreigner and you want to have a business, you always set up shop in the Black neighborhood because we will patronize you. You will never see a Black person, you never see an Asian person coming into a Black chicken shop and patronize a Black restaurant. You'll never see that, but we'll go to their restaurant. So it just doesn't happen because we've been conditioned to spend our money with other people. Who taught us that? our parents.
So like Tanai Smith said, wasn't it an Asian that killed Philando Castile? Wasn't it an Asian did?
I believe that
Ain't this an Asian that was standing watch for shopping? But we attacking them. And as far as us keeping our money in our neighborhoods, I'm gonna tell you what I don't see. I don't see a lot of ethnicities walking through the door of Black-owned businesses.
Exactly.
I see us walking through their doors. I see us walking through the nail shop doors, the beauty supply doors, but I don't see them patronizing our businesses. So here's my question. Minus the workers that you see on pictures at the turkey leg hut, can you show me any Latinos that be in that line?
They got Latinos working at the turkey leg hut?
Yeah.
That's not group economics. What again? We are very dead people. We are just a dead people. You got a
But
black.
what I'm saying, no, I get what you're saying, but I don't see a lot of ethnicities going there to support the Black-owned business. But our mayor get on TV and tell us to support the Asian businesses.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They don't have to support our businesses because they have their own businesses. And again, all those communities know that Black people are dead. And I know a lot of people hate when we say that, but we are just the walking dead. We are. We'll go and just fund our own demise, our own oppression. And then we'll listen to people like Mayor Sylvester Turner say, go shop at the Asian business. It's like, Negro, is you high? Why would you tell Black people to go shop somewhere and they ain't even shopping with their own people? Like, I get it. You're the mayor.
He not high. He not high. He confused. We know he confused.
All right. Okay. Well, just watch it now, brother. But I guess, they know. And Farrakhan said it best. He says, they ain't gonna let you go set up no egg food young business in their neighborhood. They not gonna, but we let them come fry chicken in our neighborhood and be lying around the block buying fried, like we fried chicken the best. But we lined up and getting fried chicken from other people. Like, where do they do that at other than the Black community? In every Black community, there's a gas station that's not owned by us. Every Black community. So, I mean, listen, we better start seeing the writing that's on the wall and stop acting silly around here because Joe Biden, he said it. He says, these attacks, these vicious, and then when they use that lingo, who are they talking about? These vicious attacks. It's the same stuff he was saying.
Predators. These super predators. I don't
want them knocking my mom over the head. It's that same the Willie Horton conversations and these dangerous back to the Birth of a Nation in 1990 or whatever it was. The movie came out. These crazy deranged Negroes out there on the loose. That's that we have to start paying attention to. Now, Joe Biden is a racist Dixiecrat, same thing, right? He just speaks and doesn't even realize the rhetoric that he's saying because he's so used to saying it, but he's also comfortable with saying it around people who put him in the White House, and that's Black people. He's so comfortable saying it, he knows that that'll go over most people's heads.
But you got to think about it, though. The people that he's talking to are within his age range. So they to them, it's no big deal. How can you talk to somebody who is more accepting, or, I was raised in the civil rights era and, was black and white and stuff like that. If you talk to you, me, or maybe a millennial, we'd be like, huh? That doesn't sound right. What the hell are you talking about?
And let me take Fayetteville Bowie. How you doing, by the way? And that, to your point, she says they fight in Black salons too, but sisters start shit in the Asian salons and the workers do not call the police. They take justice in their own hands. I'm talking what I see and not just what I hear. But see, that's that attitude right there. Because when you say but, that's a justification for them in your mind. That's a justification for them to do what they're doing to us. And I would just venture to say to you, Ms. Bowie, and I know that you're of the baby boomer age, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but y'all fall for that nonsense hook, line, and sinker. That's not all Black women that do that. I don't know of any black women personally who have gone into anybody's salon and turned up and acted a fool. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but that's not the majority of black women. And so that doesn't make it right, just like it's not the majority of black people that's attacking Asians. So like, but we do that to ourselves. But well, they do got a point. I do be seeing black women in there. They do be wild. What does that got to do with anything? That's not make it right. So it's
right.
like
It's still assault.
Let me finish. You want to justify or gloss over the fact that the Asians are doing it to black people, but then any chance that you let the media tell you that black people are doing these things, and you say, well, I do see it. And you're the type of people they glom onto and say, well, see, they don't people saying it, so it must be true.
Oh my God. Oh no. No.
But no, exactly. I mean, it's still an assault. There's still things going on there. We know Asians are rooted in that karate and all that other good stuff. And I know they want to use it.
Hold on, down. Normally they got some type of visual aid. Let's play devil's advocate. Where the videos of the black people beating up the Asians? Can we see some on Facebook?
Well, they do have them, but they're isolated incidents, right? But they try to loop them all together like it's all these crazy Negroes out there. Now they going after Asians. But like y'all said, if y'all so damn scared, then pack up shop. Take your businesses to your neighborhood. All that bullshit you sell up in the black, go into your neighborhood since you're so afraid. Go set up shop in the white people's neighborhoods and see how that work out for you.
Vanessa says, Asians are taught at birth not to support no one but themselves. I was told this personally by an Asian in school. I don't know if you guys have watched the reel. Even Jeannie Ma says within her family. Now, Jeannie Ma is married, I guess, to a rapper. I forgot his name, whatever. And
Jeezy.
Yeah, Jeezy.
He went left on that one.
Right. But here's a brother sleeping with the enemy that she said even within her own family. She was told, black people are this and that, and be careful of black folks. And it's just crazy that he's sleeping with the enemy, and it is kind of steeped in their culture. Because one thing about Asians, and I went to school overseas and all that other good stuff, is they try their best to emulate white people. That's why you see the anime and all this other stuff. To them, having light, bright skin, that's their thing. That's their God. That's the way to be if you want to be successful. To be black, that's like at the bottom of the barrel, because they buy into the tool of white supremacy.
Well, first of all, Faye Bell, you say the Asians are the ones beating up the customers, and that does not make it justified. But I would not start an argument with them. I would just call the police. I want to say, why go in there in the first place? Just stop going in there.
We've been talking about this shit for years. Right. Stop going to that shit.
Right. And I'm in this group called Black Riverside County, and this black woman gets in there, talks about this. I don't know what he is, Arab or something like that. But him and his workers was trying to fight this black lady, and she was so heartbroken. And this just shows me how unprotected and disrespected black women are. And I said, stop taking your black asses in those businesses. And then another guy, black guy, got into there. He says, you know what the cold part is? He says, if I would have saw that, then I would have had to jump in, potentially costing him his safety and his freedom. But he says, and then y'all black women try to draw this false narrative. Well, it's not a false narrative, but try to latch that on to black men that y'all not protected and y'all not respected, when you could just stay your asses out of their businesses. Like, why force our brothers to have to protect you when they don't need to do that? Just don't go there. You know how they operate. They do not like you. Okay, period. They don't like you, and there's nothing you can do to make them like you. They don't even like you, even if you're spending money with them. So stop going in there, full stop.
Yes, and stop with this black man don't protect us, whatever. We don't even know who the hell y'all dating. Y'all dating a drug dealer down the corner. We don't know nothing about it. And then you have the nerve to talk about, we don't protect y'all. How can we protect y'all if we don't know who you're dating? We don't know where you're going. Y'all, that's my business. Y'all don't want us to know anything. You can't have it both ways, ladies. You just can't. And real quick.
Who you talking to? Who you think you're talking to? I don't need no protection. I'm good. And when I go get my nail done, I don't play with them. I will karate chop one of them. They know this at the gate, though.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, a good thing today, like Demetra tagged me in on this post today. We have an Asian guy who ran for a Senate or something here, local Senate. He owns this gas station. He buys all this stuff. I called this guy out late last year, what a racist he is, and I let him have it. And I said, I am so sick of you people that keep coming here under this false narrative that you're better than black people or whatever. And this is the kind of shit you do. And, you know, once again, he got called out for doing some racist shit, but we don't know what we're talking about. Stop patronizing these stores. Stop going into these stores. And that is the only way that they will even think about what they're doing, because you're taking away their ability to make money.
They'll never respect us, but they respect our money. Listen to what I just said. They'll never respect us, but they respect our money. Whole conversation change. Whole conversation change when you pull out a pocket full of money in front of these people. Right? So, you know, I'm just tired of having the conversation because it's been going on for decades. And, you know, you stop spending your money with these people, man. I mean, they don't give a damn about you. They just want your money. And if they can't get our money, they'll change everything about what they're doing. That's all it boils down to me.
Yep.
Final thoughts, Ms. Demetra.
Yeah, so my final thoughts are, you know, of course, Gary's down there, or up there, or back there, wherever that is, up there in Minneapolis to see what's going on with the Derek Chauvin case. He's going to give us a blow-by-blow from what he can of what's going on. But yeah, in regards to this Asian narrative and Joe Biden, y'all that voted for this man, I don't think you really realize what you did. You blinded by the stimmy that's getting ready to drop. All y'all heard was the money will be here this weekend, but y'all glossed right over, or you didn't even realize what he said about, you know, these vicious attacks on Asians. He was talking to your black ass. So we'll see.
Yep, like they say, all money ain't good money, and unfortunately, we don't qualify.
That little bitch, fuck it. I said that. Fuck them too. I do my own nails.
Exactly. But hey, you guys, again, thank you guys. Look, now we're going to show you guys how to do it, because we're going to come on a different narrative. We are getting our candidate in there to change the narrative in the Houston School Board. Again, I want you guys, we thank you guys that have been donating. Like I said, if you got an extra $1, $2, now y'all got a stimulus. There's no reason why you can't drop $25 of that stimmy on our candidate to make sure he gets elected. So, you know, anything that you can do to donate, like I said, we're very successful, $2 Tuesdays. You know, you don't have to wait till Tuesday. If you feel it, you need it, $1, $2, please continue to donate. We're going to get a candidate in there that's actually going to do something for black people. Because you know why I would vote for Gary? Because he said black kids first, period.
I want to let the world know they've been calling for me. And I'm coming. I'm already there. I think I'm going to do my first one tonight. They wanted me at the clubhouse. I'm there. I'm coming. I'm bringing that heat, man. And, you know, tonight, I'm going to have an intimate discussion because I like to have it every couple of months. They selling pussy at the church. We're going to clubhouse with they selling pussy at the church. I'm just telling you now. But say, man, it's been a great week hanging out with y'all, man. Don't let nobody use you, man. Don't let nobody use you for your money. And, You walk into these places and they don't treat you with the utmost respect. And that's what it is, man. Let them treat you with the utmost respect. But I'm going to be here for the duration of the trial. Gonna do what I do. Got to see some things, help some people in the community. And but I just don't want y'all to believe that money is gonna be doing the right things for the family. There are people on here that knows what I'm talking about. George was in it by himself. Okay, I get it. You know, if I die tomorrow, me and my sister don't talk half time anyway. But she'll benefit off it if I was to die like that. But I need somebody that can tell the real story. That's all it boils down to. So with that being said, my friends, you know what time it is. You know what time it is, man. We the best in the business. No question about it. I want to thank my good friend Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general. I know you ain't tripping. I know you ain't forgot about me. I know you ain't gonna just end the show and don't say nothing about me. I'm gonna get my nails done now, and I'm itching out ass whoopings in the process. Oh. Man, come get your peoples, man. Until Monday, man, we will let y'all rock.